Hi, I'm Air. I use he, him.
I'm Matt. I use he, him.
And it's me, Jay, your DM. I use he, him, and this is Insight Check, where we delve into the dungeon of your bad decisions and retrieve the treasure of wisdom. Well, everyone, it's the holidays. We're here.
We made
it. Statistical anomaly that it is. Every single one of us made it to the holiday.
Listen, I'm just here trying to capture some of that good holiday cheer.
Ooh, yeah, that's strong, powerful Yuletide.
I just want to feel something other than cold and sadness.
Grim, but relatable. Well, everyone, congratulations all on making it through another year and not, understandably dumping this podcast by now. We do appreciate your continued not dumping. I know that sometimes it can be really difficult to remember to unsubscribe from that thing you don't really care about anymore, and we appreciate that. Yeah, we appreciate that gap, that tiny inconvenience that allows us to continue to exist in so many podcast feeds across this great nation.
Thank you for your omission.
We want to thank you for your apathy.
Quitting certain podcasts has definitely got to be certain people's New Year's resolution, right? Like, I'm just going to stop listening to that podcast where those D&D nerds yammer on about.
I'm going to find that button, and goddamn it, this time I'm going to click it.
It's probably under the 3 goddamn dots somewhere.
Well, really, if they haven't by this point in the episode.
Where's that fucking RSS feed? God damn it. I've been looking for it everywhere. I don't know where it is. It just keeps showing up.
If it were real simple, I'd have found it by now.
Exactly.
That was a really clever joke.
All right, everybody. Instead of talking about how people should stop listening to us, let's do something that would make them want to keep listening to us, such as maybe answer questions or get to the point of the episode.
I mean,
okay.
Do
we have a dungeon crawl?
Do we even have room to crawl around in dungeons with all these questions knocking at our door?
Oh, I definitely had a dungeon crawl.
Oh, god damn it. God damn it.
No.
The albatross around our neck.
Air, if you could sing dungeon crawl intro, but to Jingle Bells.
Dungeon crawl, crawling all the way. Oh, what fun it is to crawl in this dank and darkened cave.
Hey! Okay, Air, what's your dungeon crawl?
So, I have recently...
You have 30 seconds.
Become obsessed with The Expanse, sci-fi book series turned television show, which has recently been picked up by Amazon for a 4th season, which has recently come out. It is great. It is awesome, hard sci-fi that becomes soft sci-fi as it goes. And I have been obsessed with the idea of running a one-shot in this universe, possibly using lasers and feelings, which is a fun little simple system for running a sci-fi game. It does actually turn out that Green Ronin, I found out recently, released an entire product for running The Expanse game using the Age or AGE system.
Yeah, that was an awkward tweet.
Why was it Oh, yeah. Someone
because we were all like, hey, we want to run The Expanse and lasers or feelings. And they're like, but we have a product.
We have an official product you could use. I'm like, oh, that's better. And then I remembered back, I was like, wasn't that the thing they used on Titan's Grave with all the stunts and you roll 3d6? And well, that seems really complicated. I'm probably not going to do that. But we'll see.
Fair.
We'll see. I should open myself up to new systems. I should be willing to learn. But Lasers and Feelings is 1 page and totally fits the bill. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited to maybe find some people to do that.
Now, I live under a rock. What is The Expanse about?
So The Expanse is a show about how colonialism is totally fine.
So, like every other sci-fi show, or...
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, kind. So basically, The Expanse is the Earth slightly in the future. We've colonized Mars and the asteroid belt, and the moons of Mars and the moon of Earth and all sorts of moons. We're all over these moons. We got moons for days. Anyway, Mars and Earth are at like a tense peace at the beginning of the series. And the belt is this sort of subjugated third-class citizenry that live far out and mine materials from the asteroid belt. And then something bad happens and tensions escalate.
Now, so far, you've just described every Gundam series.
Yeah, it is. So it is. I do feel like it is more similar to Gundam than Star Wars or Star Trek.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's also largely about the main character being sort of an infallible, perfect, cool guy. It seems to be a recurring thing that does happen a lot.
Yeah, there's definitely some white saviordom.
I think it's like a perfectly good series. I think what elevates the series and what has made it kind of catch the cultural zeitgeist, I don't know. I won't say that because it could just be like cool action in space. But I feel like the series has a strong sense of like heart. Like there's a lot of kindness in this show, despite how bleak things can get at times. Like a lot of bad stuff happens all the time to everyone. But ultimately the solution to most problems is like, let's not give in to the anger that we feel justifiably at the bad things that have been done to us, and instead respond in a better way so that maybe next time things will go a little better for us. And it's kind of nice. It's just a nice message.
It is humanity on trial to see if they're ready for the bigger stage. The soul of our people is being judged in a way.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a post-racism, post-sexism world, which is like, oh, that's great. But then it's because there's just newisms that have taken up the place of those things.
Yeah, belters are the new discriminated class.
Yes, very much so. They are definitely a downtrodden. They see themselves as like slave labor, and they're not far out. Like they have reasons to think that. So those tensions are still there. Those kind of socio-political tensions. A lot of sci-fi for TV is done as soft sci-fi because they don't have the budget to really do, zero gravity, people floating around constantly or this and that, where this series is, at least starts off very hard sci-fi, lo-fi sci-fi, and isn't afraid to do those kind of things. Like, yeah, you're growing up in zero G. It fucks up your bones, and they have people shown having those sorts of developmental issues because of it. Like it is a rich universe.
Our topic today is holidays in Dungeons and Dragons. Isn't that correct?
I mean, it's as correct as any other topic that we might pick.
What the fuck does that mean?
It's just, that's a good energy to bring to this.
Yeah,
Listen,
Air, what
we
the
are
fuck
we are
was that?
here at the end of the year. There's a whole lot going on, and that shit seeps into our gaming spaces.
Yeah, my gaming schedule has been real whack over the last few weeks as we have to constantly change around games.
What'd you say, sir? We'll hear it back in the playback.
You know how much I love those whisper jokes.
I said wiggity whack.
Oh, okay,
wiggity
gotcha.
See, it wasn't
Wiggity,
funny,
wiggity
which
whack.
is why it didn't deserve to be repeated.
And yet it must be.
Yeah, but we want to know when you're not being funny.
Yeah, exactly. We have to drag you over the coals over every bad joke, or else you'll never learn.
If we do it without reason, the people might revolt. We can't make a martyr of you. We need good cause.
Exactly.
No.
We have to destroy you. So here's the first question, provided by user UPRC, which says, what holidays do the people of your campaign celebrate? And that got us thinking about holidays in D&D. It's kind of like a weird thing to think about. Like, it's an easy detail to miss in your setting or world or in your campaigns that the rest of the world goes on around your characters, and worlds pretty much would always eventually have important days that they remember or events that they would recognize. I mean, and if not, that is an interesting detail of your setting. Like maybe the people in your world believe firmly in let the past die.
Kill it if you
we
have
celebrate nothing from back then. The future is all that matters. But generally speaking, they're going to have holidays. And if they do, then figuring out where to work those in when it's narratively rewarding, or if you follow a calendar in your game, like if you have a calendar made and you actually progress the days along with your adventure, then, you might naturally run across holidays, which adds a certain degree of verisimilitude. There's a lot of good reasons to throw a holiday in your adventure. Sometimes you could just break up the tone. A dour, dreary arc might be lightened up by a fun little romp through a city having a carnival.
So tell me, Jay, in your homebrew campaign, are there any special holidays?
Yes. So I recently took some time before this recent campaign and actually made a calendar for my world on Fantasy Calendar. And I've added in different holidays throughout the year. There's a Festival of Summer in the middle of summer, where it goes on for a week. I put a holiday on solstices because those are typically in the real world.
Plural. Yeah.
Solstipodes.
So there is Aliman, which is the summer solstice holiday. And then there is, here's one, Juna, a joyful historical holiday. Traditions include public contests of strengths, marriage proposals, and theatrical productions. There's one.
Are those ors or are those like and ors? Can it be like a wrestle marriage? Can it be like a wrestle
Sounds
wedding?
great. Mm-hmm.
That's great. You may now pin the groom.
Now, my question to you is, are these, I guess, universal in world? Or
So that's a good point. So some of these are so I actually have different holidays for different groups. So the elves have a set of holidays, the Velestrians have a set of holidays, and the Istendelites have a set of holidays that are all different. So there's one for like the start of the rainy season, and that is specifically a elven holiday because in Istendel, obviously it's in a desert, so they don't really have that concern. But that is a Zakaitos elven holiday because it gets real wet up there. Real wet and wild up in Zakaitos. Holidays. And I feel like it's really nice when like your DM just tells you like, oh, today is a holiday. It means this to this group of people. I feel like it adds a certain level of like, oh, wow. Like, oh, that's kind of neat. This world has just like holidays just randomly come up. Cool.
You can have just like generic festivals that tie into like whatever small town they just roamed into that celebrates some historical event that then, ties further into the story. Or it can just be, I didn't prep anything and this is some good fun bullshit to do tonight.
Yeah.
Either or. Now, Air, you've been running a lot of small folk. Have you ever considered small folk holidays?
Oh, we had Leap, who did like a whole mini-series set around the Gloaming, which was basically like small folk Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So there was that whole arc. You can watch that on wherever we put it.
That was before my time, so it probably doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, Air. What about you?
Essentially, I took the same adventure and just kept running it over and over again for as many people as I could, because it takes me a long time to come up with an idea.
That's how
and flesh
adventure
it out.
modules used to work. Like, that's how we used to do things back in the day. We had little 3 or 4 page adventure modules, and you would just run it a million times for your different groups of friends. I actually really don't like these 500-page adventures that they do now.
My problem is I never want to read through someone else's adventure because I'm very lazy.
Well, we all organize information differently too, right?
It's true.
Like, I feel like a lot of adventure modules put all the stuff I care about at the end, and then at the beginning, it's just useless shit I don't need. So it's like I need to know who my villain is and why they're doing what they're doing at the start. Because everything after that is informed by why they would be doing these things. But like, I don't want to have to flip back and forth to understand the contents of the book. I want the book to proceed in a linear fashion where I get more understanding as the story goes on. I don't want to have to be like, oh, that's why all this stuff happened, because this guy was actually doing this all the time. Oh, it all makes sense now. That's annoying. Anyway.
I've seen a lot of like dungeon masters do that too, because the book might be laid out like that if they're running for the first time. The session starts with like a bunch of exposition that I have no chance of remembering. Mm-hmm. It's like, this person who leads this faction, who's against this faction, is like, I have a sword. Mm-hmm. Like, anyway.
Well, But like for me, like it's one of those things where like I as a character am sitting down at the table at this table for the first time, but like the character probably knows what's going on in the world, or at least some portion of the world, or thinks they do. Mm-hmm. And for me, like, getting the exposition dump, like, helps me settle that conflict of, like, what do I know versus what do I fucking know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair.
I love me an exposition dump, but that's just
Well,
me.
I think it's better served in, like, handouts that your players can refer to when they need them than maybe an exposition dump at the start of the session. But that's not really the topic of this episode. We'll talk about adventure modules another day.
I run a game during this festive season, if I can get people to do it, that is literally just Rankin and Bass High School.
Oh, wow.
It is Rankin and Bass, if you didn't pick up, is the it's the old school like claymation Christmas classics. And it's the game I base it off of is a game called School Days by Tracy Barnett, where it's very it's like very lightly powered by the apocalypse, where it's you have like 3 skills and 2d6, and it's the easiest thing in the world to do.
Mhm.
But the general premise is that, your characters, be they, shitty teen elves, snowmen, or misfit toys, etc., all have, detention at high school in the weekend. Meanwhile, at the same time, during, the science fair, where Chris Jr., the bully, has caused things to go awry.
That's actually really cool. That you have like this special seasonal adventure that you run. That's actually, I really like that.
I'm trying to think up a Breakfast Club spoof. I can't
Oh,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, School Days is very intentionally supposed to be like every like
John
teen high school sitcom or movie or 80s movie. Yeah. It's supposed to be any and all of those. It's supposed to be handled like very, very tongue-in-cheek.
I cast time out and I Zach Morris monologue to the camera for about 30 seconds.
I like those kind of things. Like the simple 1 or 2 part adventures. I feel like this is what I want in the world. This is the content I'm looking for.
Now, if you're looking for that sweet holiday D&D content, you can jump over to like DM's Guild and basically just search like Santa and find like all manner of variations of like simple little one-shots. 100, a bunch of variations of statted up Santas,
And while you're at it, you can buy the DM's Guild Wizards of the Coast official Mordenkainen's Fiend Folio Volume 1 that's currently funding their Extra Life campaign. And it's got a bunch of little monsters.
What is this now?
A bunch of new monsters. And it's called Mordenkainen's Fiend Folio, Volume 1. And it's a little collection of new monsters. And it's also on D&D Beyond now, if you want to buy it there and have it digitally. Yeah, anyway, just something that's also out right now on DM's Guild. Just figured I'd plug it while we're going over.
But now, fellas, since I have the two of you here with me, I would like to take a run at statting up our own Santa Claus.
Is that why you posted the Santa Claus 3.5 edition?
So I was digging around and I stumbled upon, I guess, an archived version of PDF, I think, of what looks like a 3.5 edition.
I think that's a 3.5. Yeah. It doesn't mention dailies, encounters, or hourlies, so I don't think it's 4th.
No, it's definitely not 4th.
Definitely judging by the art, it's 3 or 3.5. Yeah.
But now this antiquated piece of thing has Santa statted up as a multi-class druid, which I love. And
druid, cleric, rogue.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I think is actually pretty darn good as a base. Like, I think probably if I were making it, I would switch druid and cleric. Like, I would have cleric 13, druid 5. Because I think that probably Saint Nicholas is probably more of a religious figure than a natural figure.
I don't know.
Holding up hand.
Yes, sir.
Were there artificers in 3 or 3.5? And if so, wouldn't Santa be an artificer? I guess maybe the elves are artificers.
But I feel like Santa also makes toys, so I think that there's definitely a realm for that. Maybe Santa's race is gnome, so that they get that tinkerer racial ability that lets them make little toys.
Well, he does have craft toy making plus 11, I'm seeing here, in his skills. He has knowledge geography plus 6. That's convenient.
That's very useful.
Profession,
for this fellow.
Teamster plus 12.
Now, Mr. Saint Nicholas, let me tell you, Santa ain't nothing but Odin, so nature gods get at me.
He has a plus 11 to scrying. He can see you.
So we're not going over this Saint Nicholas, though. We're trying to make our own Saint Nicholas. 5th edition rules. What does our Saint Nicholas look like?
I can't build the future. If those who do not read history are doomed to repeat it. Let me get into this for just a second.
So I think our Saint Nicholas, if I'm thinking about the 5th edition class.
Claus.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
He's a crab man.
Yes. What? Oh my goodness, this is really a lot to think about, huh? I definitely think he does have 2 levels of rogue. Because he is doing a lot. He does need that expertise in stealth, for sure. Because
we will always dip for some expertise.
Yeah. At least 1 level of rogue, for sure. Because they definitely need expertise stealth. I definitely think there's some cleric in there, too. Because this is a religious holy figure, originally. I don't care how much you want to erase that part of St. Nicholas's past. So we could go 1 rogue, 1 artificer, and then 5 cleric to give them tinkering tools and artificing.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would have. What sort of artificer would they be? I mean, would they be a battlesmith? Are they building the
Are we
reindeer?
investing 3 to get them a subclass?
I don't know. Are we? I mean, do we really?
Well, it's jazz, baby. We're just on the fly.
Let's see. Artificer has alchemist,
artillerist, and the battlesmith thing.
Now, gents, if you are still looking at this goofy, beautiful PDF, now he does have a flying sleigh, which has these same stats as a 6x9 flying carpet that needs the reindeer for steering.
Sure.
Oh god, he's got so much cool stuff.
Why would Santa need improved disarm? Is he taking toys away from naughty children that they were maybe given previously?
Listen, some people like leave out cookies. Some people want to catch Santa, and you know what? You're not going to catch this Santa slipping.
I know what druid this should be if we are going druid. It's Circle of Dreams.
Oh yeah,
so they can teleport,
yes.
right?
Yeah, get into the headspace of those little tykes. Figure out what their true heart's desire is.
Well,
oh yeah. What kind of cleric is Santa Claus?
Well, in this one, I think he is good or knowledge. I don't remember. God, I don't remember enough how.
He's
old school
domains
clerics
good.
work.
He's good and knowledge.
Yeah.
But you know, if we took knowledge domain cleric, we could already get expertise in stealth, so we could drop the rogue levels.
Ooh.
You get expertise, but you only get it in specific.
Something that you're proficient with, right?
No, you don't. You get to choose.
Oh, it's only knowledge. It's only int skills that they get expertise in.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're still going rogue. We'll take that expertise in knowledge, history, I guess, which is the closest thing we have to geography in this edition. Okay, so we're druid dreams, we're cleric knowledge.
The real important point here, is we're working harder, not smarter. I'm just going to pop this right into cast chatter. Let's save ourselves the time.
Oh yeah, no, it's been done a billion times.
A billion times. Pick your Santa. Any Santa you want.
Pick your Santa.
I have evil Santa warrior. Santa Claus under alabaster spell.
Evil Santa.
I want to get us back on our Santa real fast because I would like to finish this today.
I want this sorted by challenge rating.
Santa 14. 14 druid.
Everybody pick a Santa. We're gonna have a Santa fight.
4 cleric. And 2 rogue.
Damn, there's a CR28 Santa up in here.
It really is.
I mean, he's a right jolly old elf, but goddamn.
I like that there's Santa's avatar. So this is like when you don't have, CR28 God Santa. This is his, personification on the prime material. Yeah.
Now, whoever gave this reindeer a CR0, that's just lazy.
They're magic fucking flying reindeer.
Exactly.
That's CR0.
My
Like
God.
that Santa's reindeer are lawful evil.
Santa's stat block is so long. Anytime Santa is successfully targeted by a bludgeoning or slashing weapon attack, roll a d6. On a 1, Santa takes damage. On a 2 through 5, Santa is unaffected. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Some very
okay,
goofy
hang on.
things people have done to poor.
All right, my characters.
Santa Claus.
Create a character. Standard build. Character's name Santa Claus.
Chris Kringle.
Choose a race. It's got to be elf, right? He's a jolly old elf.
Yeah.
Some say he's more than a man.
I mean, the thing is, going from the prior creations, there is no solid, singular, not a single element of Santa Claus has become consistent amongst these. Santa, large celestial, neutral. Santa, medium
large
celestial.
dragon, chaotic evil.
Precisely.
This is my favorite.
Santa Claus, medium fiend, chaotic good.
Okay, but our Santa Claus, we have to pick a race.
Medium swarm of large constructs.
What the fuck?
To be fair, those are toy
Evil
soldiers.
Santa warrior, not.
Yes. Yeah.
What is our
Santa is
What
half
is
elven,
Santa to
half
you?
elven.
Half
That's
elven,
a
that's a fair
Santa
compromise.
to me.
Half elven is a fair
Now,
compromise.
what kind of
All right.
bard is he?
Are we an aquatic drow, a regular, a high half elf,
No.
or
He flies. He's probably high. He lives in the North
Right.
Pole. He's high up.
Yeah,
there.
so we're high. All right. Let's pick which ability score we're going to increase. Constitution, because he's got that bowl full of jelly. And definitely
you're
wisdom,
ready
because
for
we're
that
going to need
bowl
it to
full of jelly.
multiclass. Choose a language. He definitely speaks Abyssal.
So the way the third edition, when it gets around it, is he's got a magic hat that lets him know all languages. So it doesn't matter.
Okay, and then our half-elf variant, we can either get a cantrip or elf weapon training. I think that Santa can kick ass, so he's an elf weapon training.
You know what? A lot of the modern interpretations and a lot of the cartoons do have Santa, a more buff, robust, ass-kicking Santa.
A daddy
All right.
Santa. Yeah.
So now we're going Druid. We have to go 14 levels to get the Dream Druid. Are we committed to 14 levels of Dream Druid?
Listen, you can't go wrong with Druid. Draka's not here.
All right.
I will stand in support of just making.
So then we're gonna give him knowledge in religion, and we're gonna give him knowledge in Arcana. Oh no, animal handling. Gotta be animal handling.
For sure.
Druid circle. We're going circle of dreams.
Jay, why dreams?
Because it's only right that we should wrap around.
It gives him the ability to like visit people in their sleep and travel around and teleport and things like that, right?
Yeah, it does.
Right?
I mean, Santa, I think it gives you the ability to teleport back to the last place you made camp.
Yeah, so he can go back to the North Pole at any time.
Or the last chimney he plopped himself down. If he ever gets lost, he can just, retrace his steps right back to the last house.
Listen, we got to figure out how he does it all in one night.
Absolutely. All right, ability score improvements. I'm just picking random shit because he's going to have 20s and everything. He's super powerful.
This is clearly the right way to believe in Santa. He's just the best.
Yeah, okay, we're just going to give him like a 13 and everything, I guess.
You said that with was like a 5-year-old. It's like, Santa's just the best.
He's just the best.
Okay, hang on. Instead of point by, we're going to go with manual.
Emmanuel.
And he has a 20 strength, 20 dexterity, 20 constitution, 20 intelligence, 20 wisdom,
he's
20
God
charisma.
stats. No, go past 20. Like, he's got like a 30 chaw.
Nobody heard that joke. And
Oh, sorry.
Now we need to add more classes. Add another class. So I guess we'll go 2 cleric, add class, 2 cleric, and then we'll add another class. We'll go 2...
Little bit of rogue.
Yeah, 2 rogue.
Do we want to do
add
like
class.
2 fighter for action surge? Like, how does he get it
Oh,
done
we
all
gotta
in
do
one night?
2...
Well, every
no,
short
we got them
rest.
all. We got artificer as well,
Oh,
so we got them all
right.
already.
no, okay. So what are we getting out of the artificer?
Oh, he's getting tinker proficiencies, right?
Listen, there's a whole lot of discarding backgrounds and all the cool tool proficiencies any character can get.
Divine domain is
And
knowledge.
Jay's going to continue to ignore those.
If we are accepting the classic Tim Allen film, The Santa Claus, as canon, could it not be argued that Santa Claus is perhaps part warlock? There's a pact involved.
Oh, I do like that.
I'm glad I could tell you.
Listen, ladies and gentlethems, we absolutely can make a case for Santa Claus as every class, especially Matt Mercer's Blood Hunter,
Okay.
because he knows if you've been naughty.
He does. He can smell it on you.
Arcana and history picked up those 2 proficiencies.
Which right there, that's a paladin right there.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
He's got that.
He's got an oath. He's got a code. I've got a code.
Expertise. So expertise and stealth for sure.
Santa never kills.
Oh, absolutely.
Are we picking up expertise in thieves
I mean,
tools or
you
animal
got it.
handling?
Listen, not both.
Well, he can only pick up 2.
You're not trying hard enough.
Okay. Well, for right
we have
now,
to top
for
a
what we have right now,
CR28 Santa, Jay. Go big or go home. Like,
I think
right.
I think thieves tools makes the most sense because he's got to break into those
'Cause
homes.
Not everybody's got a chimbley.
Yeah, exactly. He's
or,
got to break into those homes.
He's probably landed on a number of flues in his day, right? Like, he's got to bust those open.
He wears a cup.
Santa, listen, it's a contact sport delivering these gifts to these types.
And he already had proficiency with these tools anyway from
They're
his
being-
artificer
No.
and tinker tools.
That's right. I forget that artificer.
And he has magical tinkering and spellcasting from artificer. He's doing so good. Don't even worry about Santa. Okay, I think we have a level 20 character here. So I've got artificer 2, cleric 2, rogue 2, druid 14.
Warlock 1.
Do we feel good about that?
No, I feel good about none of the things we've done here, but it's been a lot of fun.
Okay,
No, I feel
so we have
filthy.
infusions from our artificer. We have repeating shots. Do we want Santa to have a gun? We have replicate magic item. That makes a certain degree of sense.
You know what I did to the first Rudolph.
Enhanced weapon, enhanced defense, enhanced arcane focus, or returning weapon. I feel like we got to get replicate magic item.
I feel Santa's going to have a lot of it's going to be replicate magic item. He's making the best toys.
Bag of holding.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously. Yeah. Bag of holding is definitely one. Choose a level 2 option. Enhanced arcane focus, enhanced defense, enhanced weapon, repeating shot, or another magic item.
Another magic item.
Okay. Okay. Do we want? There's so many. Pipe of smoke monsters. Now that's it. We've got to have Santa with a pipe. Come on.
That's fair. That is fair.
That's fair. Well, okay, there we go.
All right, another one. We gotta do another one.
How many? Wait, how many?
4 apparently magic items.
Oh no, that's right. Because you get to pick 4, and then you can only actually have 2.
Okay. Do we want an instrument of scribing for his list that he's checking twice?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know what an instrument of scribing is. Where is that from?
Who knows? Replicate another magic item. Cloak of Billowing.
Hold on. You turned off homebrew and shit when you started this, right? We need this fucking Santa to be Adventure League legal.
Yeah, he's legit. Don't worry, he's legit.
I mean,
PHP plus 1.
We gave him 20s and all the stats.
Yeah.
We've already cheated way too much.
So there was already a goof.
Sending stones so he can talk with the elves back home.
No.
Goggles of Night? I mean, he's working at night. Goggles of Night. Granted, he's already got dark vision. Yeah, exactly. Damn it, we made him too good.
He's too powerful. Too powerful. Too good.
That's true. We could give him a mystery key.
Skeleton key.
Oh, an orb of time? Now that sounds like something Santa would have.
It sounds like...
Now, hold on. What is an orb of time?
Now, hold on.
Is this your homebrew bullshit?
No, this is not one of mine. Orb of time. It does sound like something I would make.
It is...
While holding this orb, you can use an action to determine whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime outside. The property functions only in the material plane. It is a watch.
He knows it's night. He knows it's night.
It's always night.
Because it's dark outside.
Yeah.
And he only works,
an orb of
hours.
direction? I mean, he does need his directions for when he's flying around on that sleigh.
It's true.
How does Santa visit the drow?
What? Oh, yeah. How does he get down to those Underdark
How far
places?
do Underdark chimneys reach, right? Do they go all the way up?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, he's got a special team of digging reindeer.
His boulette.
His bullets.
Pulled by 8 tiny boulettes.
8 tiny bullets. There you go. We figured it out. All right.
Mole machine.
We have his class features picked, and then his description. Let's pick a background. Criminal.
See,
because he's good at breaking into people's houses.
Well, now, if you check the classic film Santa Claus Came to Town, he was actually a criminal wanted by the Burgermeister. And
all right, that's all I needed. Criminal spy.
And sneaking toys.
He gets another perception check now, another skill. He has a lot of the skills already.
What have we got so far? What are we missing?
So the left on the list we have acrobatics, athletics, insight, intimidation, investigation, medicine, nature, perception, performance, persuasion, sleight of hand, and survival.
I feel like that's sleight of hand. He's got to get in there. He's got to be able to leave the presence.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
What tools do we want? Alchemist supplies, right? He's got to brew some shit. Carpenter's tools. Carpenter's tools.
Yep.
Carpenter's tools. Gotta be.
Or woodworking, because those are 2 different things.
Okay, and now we get to choose starting equipment or gold. I mean, it's got to be.
I mean, he's already up there. He's got stuff. He doesn't need starting equipment.
Yeah. So we'll just take the gold. We'll just take the money.
Take the money and run. Yeah.
All right. So magic items. So for magic items, inventory, add items. Here we go. Well, we need a carpet of flying for his sleigh. Carpet of flying, and we'll just pick the biggest one because why not? So that's one. And I don't think that actually is an attunement item. So he can just have that one for free. Do we know what kind of magic gear Santa would have?
Man, let's go back to the PDF and we'll see. Bag of Tricks, tan. That is a 5e thing.
Okay. Yep. Add.
Which, by the way, Jay, I'm amazed you've never given one of those to anybody.
I didn't know it existed.
Oh, man. They're dumb and amazing.
Great. Expect to see it soon in one of my own games.
Boots of spider climbing.
Boots of spider climbing. Now that's just a classic win. Okay, he's attuned to one item.
Proof, amulet of proof against detection. So it stops you from being scryed, any sort of divination magic.
I feel like he doesn't care. I feel like he wants you to know where he is.
Does he?
Really?
Because he's
no.
Because
you don't see Santa. Santa's the best ninja.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Rogue.
You got me there. And okay, second attunement slot is taken. We could give him a cloak of Elvenkind to make him more stealthy.
Now, is there an item that gives you cold weather resistance?
I mean, just armor. Any armor of any resistance will do that for you.
The boots of Elvenkind give him advantage on stealth without needing to attune.
He's already wearing the spider climb.
Oh, that's true. Well, he can wear 2 pairs of shoes. It's fine.
These
don't require attunement, so it's fine. Clearly he wears the slippers over the boots.
Here we go. Boots of the Winterlands. You have resistance to cold damage. You ignore difficult terrain created by ice or snow.
3 pairs of boots. Now that's just absurd.
That's it. Santa this is our. Well, here's the thing that you don't know about Santa that we have. We haven't mentioned prior because it was so obvious, but Santa's a drider. Has
a lot of fucking legs.
1 leg for each reindeer. Yeah, he just stands atop the reindeer. There actually is no sleigh.
The horseshoe of a zephyr. The iron horseshoe comes in set of 4. When all 4 shoes are affixed to the hooves of a horse or a similar creature, they allow the creature to move normally while floating 4 inches above the ground. That sounds like a flying reindeer. So he's got some of those. And I'm just going to add 8 pairs of those to his inventory.
Oh, yeah. Throw all that shit on there. Oh, here we go. I mean, we were fucking around with, thieves' tools and stuff. Chime of opening. No attunement. It just opens stuff.
Yeah, but it makes noise.
He also has the silence spell. He's Santa.
He could have the timepiece of travel, which gives you turn-by-turn directions. You can name any location within 10 miles of your current location that is known to at least 1 creature within 10 miles of that location, including you. Once you name the location, a disembodied voice heard only to you provides directions to the location by the safest, most direct route. The second ability is get away from it all. As an action, you can use the teleport spell. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again, but Santa can break those rules. Part of a whole, and then it's also part of the Orrery of Wonder from the Acquisitions Inc. book, which is irrelevant to this particular journey. But, I mean, that's another option. Okay, do you think that he would have the Worm Skull Throne? Do you think that that's something Santa would have?
I feel like that's a
more worm skull for the worm skull.
The throne
I'm not saying he doesn't have it. I'm just saying maybe he leaves it at home.
The throne has 9 charges and regains all expended charges daily at dawn. A creature that sits on the throne while attuned to the ruling scepter in its possession can harness the throne's properties. The throne gains a flying speed of 30 feet. Both the throne and the creature sitting on it can move through the earth and stone without disturbing material they move through.
Yeah, this is the big fuck-off MacGuffin at the end of Storm King's Thunder.
Do you think that he would have this? Is this something Santa has?
I'm telling you, he has it. He just doesn't bring it with him.
All right, I'm adding it. That's fine.
I like that we've given up on trying to create Santa. And we just want to create something truly beautiful.
If we can get the kitchen sink in there, that'd be great.
Do we think that he has the Well of Many Worlds?
I mean, Santa does visit everyone.
I mean,
so probably throw it in.
We think it's just us, but it's crossed the whole multiverse.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's right.
Listen, you just made the argument for one warlock. I'm pushing hard on this.
Listen, me and Eric are gonna go make a competing Santa who is just straight spellcaster. He's a bard with proficiency in not a musical instrument, but toy making.
Cubic Gate. A cube 3 inches across. It'll let you cast the gate spell.
I think we may have gone too far.
Yeah. We saw that point on the horizon, and then we spat on it and drove by, giving it both middle fingers in the air. Like, we are...
No hands on the wheel.
Yeah, absolutely none. Just rocket-powered car straight to hell.
Hang on, I gotta finish up Santa
Into a
Claus's.
cliff.
I want off the ride.
Hang on, I have to finish up.
well.
Okay, I think we're done now.
We did it. We will make
No,
sure
we bailed.
we will make absolutely share this Santa
Yeah.
with the
please
rest
check the
of
show notes.
Yeah.
Do leave a comment on D&D Beyond and tell Jay that he should never do this ever again.
Please do not use this Santa.
Commit these crimes.
Use this Santa to your own peril.
What we have created here is sort of a nightmare Santa from the hell dimension.
You know what? I don't think we made the worst Santa on D&D
No,
Beyond.
not at all. It's almost Adventures League legal, except for the stats.
And the magic items.
Because everyone knows Santa can turn undead. That's just the thing Santas do. And wild shape. Sometimes I just become one of the reindeers they don't even know.
I live among them. Just to connect back to my roots as a humble reindeer farmer. Well, anyway, thank you. Oh my God, I just had a sudden realization.
Did you?
We've wasted our lives.
No, hang on.
He couldn't possibly be a half-elf.
No, not that.
Scrap it. Start over.
We fucked it all.
That's it. Delete it. We're starting again. We got to start fresh.
No, I just thought about, like, is the guy from Frozen, is he Santa Claus?
What guy from Frozen?
Sven,
Elsa?
the reindeer guy.
Sven is the reindeer.
No, Sven's reindeer guy. What's his name?
Kristoff?
Kristoff! Chris Kringle? Kristoff?
No.
Could he
No.
not be the Santa Claus?
In-
Because he
in-
loves reindeers. He lives in the cold place.
In this world, I want you to know that would make Anna Mrs. Claus.
Damn it, we figured it out!
No, we didn't.
Kristoff is Santa
One.
Claus, confirmed.
Hold on. Two quick things. One, there's no we in this nonsense. Two, no.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Insight Check, where we definitely discovered forever that Kristoff is Santa Claus. As always, we want to thank Burnham, BERNUMMM, for their art. Without them, we would not have art. We also want to thank Vinswept for the song Never Stand Alone, which we use for our intro and outro. And as usual, we want to thank you, the listener, for joining us for another full year of this nonsense, this hot garbage. We do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this episode, and that is a big if, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or any other podcast site of your choice. And as always, we're answering your cues, except for when we don't.
I feel like we definitely answered some questions.
Should I continue listening this?
From our collective A's, this
Was
Inside.
check.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
And I'm Jay. I use he, him. I'm your... And it's me, Jay.
This is what happens when somebody else starts.
And it's
You don't
me,
know how to
Jay.
function.
And it's me. God damn it. All right.
And it's you,
And it's
Jay.
me. Stop.
It is us, Jay. It is we,
all-
Jay.
We are all
And we
Jay.
use us, our.
Stop. Just everybody shut up. Okay. I got this. Purple apple.